Pacific Northwest and Lumen Field. This is the home of the Seattle Seahawks. They're about to host the San Francisco 49ers. We spin this around. You can see the fans partying in the streets. They're selling 49ers jerseys in the streets. There is a whole heck of a lot of red out in the streets below me. This is going to be the stadium tour. This is going to be a 49ers update. They made a couple roster moves, and oh look, you could see the Space Needle out in the distance. The Puget Sound. Blue skies, fall weather, high 50s, maybe the low 60s at this point. The sun is warming us a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and walk in and check out the field here in Seattle. 49ers and the Seahawks in a divisional matchup with first place on the line. So it says Lumen Field. This is always an exciting moment for sports fans. When you walk through the tunnel and you see, well, I should be saying you see the green grass in front of you, but here we're going to see the green artificial turf, which is not nearly as nice as the green grass. But this is it, Lumen Field in Seattle. The tradition is that I climb to the very upper seat in the stadium. So the goal today, there's some security guys up there, so they're going to have to deal with my show. Goal today is right up there. Because if we go up there, we'll get a view of the city as we make our way around. All right, 49ers roster news. They've promoted, or I don't want to say promote because that implies that it's a full-time promotion. It's just an elevation of two rookies. Evan Anderson, the defensive tackle, we guessed that would happen, and Jalen Mahoney, the safety. Remember, Jair Brown has been on the injury report for the 49ers this week. It had been, I should say. He's not on it anymore, but had been on it with a knee injury. So Jalen Mahoney gives the 49ers some more depth at safety. Evan Anderson is the fourth defensive tackle in the rotation. This is his second promotion, so they can't, or elevation, so they can't elevate him again. He played, I thought, well over about 10 to 15 snaps the first time that they used him against the New England Patriots a couple weeks ago. Jordan Elliott out of this game with a knee injury, so they needed that number 4, and it is Evan Anderson because they're technically down 2 defensive tackles with Javon Hargrave on injured reserve. So the view is starting to come into fruition here. There you go. Lumen Field, that is the tallest building in Seattle. It's called the Columbia Tower, or when they built it, now it's called the Columbia Tower. I think when they built it, it was called the Columbia Seafirst Center, because I'm sure there was some kind of bank or some company called Seafirst that no longer exists or no longer has naming rights to the building. You go all the way to the top of it. There is an observation deck. Probably a cool spot to watch the game from, although the players would look like ants. They'd be tiny. I mean, they're not too big from up here. We're high up, and we're going to be making our way even further up to the top reaches of the upper deck. Although they got security at the very top of the upper deck. It's like they're waiting for me to do my stadium tour. Every single section's got a security guy at the very top. That's new. I wonder if that's something with 49ers Seahawks and security here in the nosebleed seats, just in case there are too many fights or something. Anyway, we're going to begin the long trek up. So my prediction, I already gave it on the standard. We'll have it on the video right now. 49ers 30, Seahawks 24. It's a high over-under total for this game, but as you can see, the weather is spectacular. Both defenses have some significant injuries, and I think it sets up for a nice high-scoring game. Not out of breath yet, I promise. All right, let's turn it around. We're almost at the top. It is one of the best views in sports. You got that skyline. There's something that's really special about downtown stadiums. The vibe outside, there's a lot of red outside of Seattle today, more than I've ever seen, to be honest. This might be the most impressive 49ers crowd that we have seen in Seattle. All right, we will continue up. Maybe get a little bit of a view up here. And this is the very top row of Lumen Field. So you have that view when you look back around. That is T-Mobile Park, formerly Safeco Field, the home of the Seattle Mariners baseball. And there you have the Port of Seattle. Swinging around here, and you could sit down the very highest row of the stadium. Now, they talk about this place being really loud. They're right. But they did a study, and they found that one of the reasons that it's so loud is because of this overhang that you see right there. It's called a parabolic shape of the overhang, like a parabola. Those of you who took, what was that? That wasn't algebra. That was calculus, right? A parabola, I believe. Anyway, that is essentially engineered, and I think it was by accident, but it's essentially engineered to push noise back down and to reverberate the noise. So all the noise the fans make, a lot of it's going to go up and it's going to hit the parabolic overhang and then be targeted to come back down on this field. And that makes this a really hard place to play if you're the 49ers or if you're any visiting team. Obviously, the Seahawks are not the same team that they were back when they had the Legion of Boom. They've lost 2 straight. They lost on this field against the New York Giants on Sunday. But the 49ers are also struggling. And you've got a 3-2 Seattle team and a 2-3 49ers team facing off here in the Pacific Northwest. I cannot overstate how epic of a day it is at this point. It's crisp air. It's what we call perfect football weather. There you have it. So you guys know my prediction. It's 30-24 49ers. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'm going to take a seat, kick out the legs, and answer whatever you have. Algebra has a parabola in it. I thought it was calculus. You can see how much I care. I don't really care about math. I got an A. I got an A in calculus, I swear. But I don't remember any of it. Bo Adams is 31-23 49ers. He one-ups me by 1 point on both ends. I said 30-24. Will asks, where is T-Mobile Park? T-Mobile Park is right here. When is Pearsall coming back? Maybe they activate him next week. I don't know, but that's the first time that they would activate him at this point because they didn't want to do it this week with it being a short week and no real practice is happening. Do I think that Charvarius Ward will follow DK Metcalf? I think it depends on how healthy Charvarius Ward is. If he's healthy, yes. If not, maybe you leave that to different sides of the field, like you had done in the past if you're the 49ers. Or plot twist, have Diamador Lenore follow him around, although Diamador, I think they need him for Tyler Lockett and whatever Seattle does in the slot. Charvarius Ward is easily the 49ers' biggest cornerback, so I think that is a matchup that you like with DK Metcalf. Weather tonight, high 50s, low 60s right now. It's going to dip down to the high 40s, maybe by the end of this game, definitely the low 50s. Do I fly first class? When I get upgraded, I will fly first class. It's always the goal to fly first class. But it's also the goal to get it for free. You want to get upgraded. So I try to work the system as well as I can. How are the Seahawks defending the run? Well, given how injured the Seahawks are, not very good at defending the run. They're missing a few important pieces up front. It is a big temperature shift in 4 days, but we're also in a different location. It was really warm in the Bay Area, or hot in the Bay Area, but well, we've flown, 1,000 miles? At least several hundred miles north here to Seattle. So temperature is different here, especially in October. I did go to a good sandwich spot. It's going to be part of my video coverage of Seattle. We went to a spot called Paseo, which has these amazing Caribbean sandwiches. Was just there. They have a location that's on the other side of T-Mobile Park where the Mariners play. Also, if you look this way, that is Mount Rainier. The scenery here is just absolutely stunning in every direction. Mount Rainier in that direction, that's a 14,000 foot peak. T-Mobile Park here, the port and the water there, and then this stadium in downtown Seattle here. I did not get that amazing Seattle burrito. That does not exist. I'll stick with the sandwiches here and whatever they specialize in. I know they toss fish down at the fish market. Downtown Seattle does look really cool from here because you get an elevated vantage point. Everything looks better when you're a little bit elevated, and it's just basking in the sunshine. They love their 12th man flags. You can see they have one here to the right of the American flag. They did a good job with this. Too bad San Francisco doesn't have a downtown football stadium. They've got the downtown baseball ballpark, and they also have the Warriors arena now, but the 49ers are out in Santa Clara. Special teams does need to be solid today. That's one of the comments that I just read. Because Seattle has beaten the 49ers here many times because they've outplayed the 49ers on special teams. In fact, the last time that Seattle beat the 49ers in this stadium was in 2021, and special teams is a huge part of it. There was a fake punt. Travis Homer ran in for something like a 60-yard touchdown to start the game, put the 49ers behind the 8 ball. They beat the 49ers twice that year thanks to special teams. 49ers have beaten Seattle 5 straight times. 5 straight wins against the Seattle Seahawks by an average of 15 points per game. All right, guys, that's the stadium tour. We've gone through the prediction, we've gone through your questions, we've gone through the views, we've seen everything. I've even mentioned what sandwich I ate today. That's going to be coming in video coverage later. Hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you very soon.